Oh. ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मप्रोजितकैटवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं त्राप्तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परेरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात्। With your eyes still closed, for a minute we invoke toughness and evoke hope for society, for humanity. Hari Om and greetings from Niagara Falls. And I'll ask Yatin to mute his mic also. See our own administrators. If the sun is shining and you're seeing darkness, how is that logically possible? This is only possible if you're looking away from the sun. And if you turn around and look at the sun, then you will see the light. Does anyone reject this logic? Okay. If infinity is presence, is present, has a presence, and you're feeling finite, how is this possible? Logically, what has happened is avidya, or forgetfulness. And if you bring in vidya, or remembrance, then you will feel infinite. Does anyone reject this logic? The example with the sun is clear, and we have experience of this. The example of infinity is clear Yet we do not have the experience of this. We have Vidya. We're in many courses. We've read many texts. How come I still feel finite? How come my joy is still dependent? The reason for this is asakti. In English, what does asakti mean? Weakness, curiosity. No, it is attachment. Our attachment to the finite doesn't allow Vidya to work on us, for us to feel infinite. This asakti towards articles is felt as addiction. In Meaningful Mornings, I've been sharing, don't drink sugar. But we're addicted to sugar, right? When it comes to circumstances, asakti is apathy. Every circumstance changes, but we don't want it to change. We get attached to that circumstance, right? And asakti towards beings is attachment. The most difficult. Because there's a lot of justification. They depend on me. How will they be healthy, happy without me? The cure for avidya is vidya. The cure for asakti is bhakti. How do I free myself from addiction, apathy, attachment? Bhakti. When I'm devoted, when I love the divine, infinity, there's no need to be addicted, apathetic, or attached to any article, being, circumstance. So our course, this is the be-all, end-all solution to all of our problems. Like CLR. Do you know what CLR is? It's this cleaner they claim can clean anything. That's what bhakti is. Our Vedanta and Ramayana course had a focus on humility. Our Vedanta and Bhagavatam course has a focus on surrender. They're the same, simply shared differently. Why surrender? Our attention is on creation. And through Bhagavatam, our focus is being shifted back to the Creator. I'm creation, but my source is the Creator. The effect is pervaded by the cause. Surrender. That's reality. And when creation and Creator meet, what remains is what always is consciousness. Infinity. To understand and appreciate surrender, and we chant this every week, Nirmatsaranam satam, one has to let go of jealousy. The more jealous we are, the less we like hearing about the Creator. Like a Hiranyakashipu. Being responsible helps us to be freed of jealousy. Then, Satyam Param Dhimahi. I can contemplate on infinity. But as long as I have these vices like jealousy, contemplation is not possible. All of us are avatars of Brahman. Srimad Bhagavatam is focusing on some of these avatars. We're used to the Dasha avatars, the 10 incarnations of Bhagavan Vishnu. and whom we've met thus far. Bhagwan Varaha ki Jai. Bhagwan Narasimha ki Jai. Bhagwan Kurma ki Jai. And just now, Bhagwan Vamana ki Jai. Devi Aditi feels sad because her children, the Adityas, have been taken over by the Daityas. And in her sadness, she asks for help, and Rishi Kashyapa guides her in the Payovrata. All you need to know is Vrata. What is the English word for Vrata? Dedication is a very good word. In dedication, there has to be sacrifice. And that's what she does. She's dedicated to helping reestablish balance, so she has to make sacrifices. For us, whenever sadness is overpowering joy, more dedication is needed, more sacrifice is needed. We continue. 8th Skanda, 19th Adhyaya, 37th Shloka. 8:19:37. Today's class will be more of a free financial management planning session. If you want to engage my services, there is a Dakshina link where you can invest your stocks, your savings, etc. Dharmaya yashasirthaya kamaya swajanaya cha panchada vibhajana vittam ihamutra cha modate. What is being shared here? Bhagwan Vamana is telling Raja Bali, Dharma, that's source number 1. Yasha, source number 2. Artha is source number 3. Kama is source number 4. And Swajana is source number 5. Vibhajan Vittam, the division of one's wealth, should go in these 5 directions. Iha mutra cha modate, anyone who follows this will be happy, will be independent. Before I elaborate on this, there's more dialogue that precedes this. Bhagwan Vamana tells Raja Bali, one should only receive what is necessary. If you think of the last time you placed an order through Walmart or Loblaws, whatever ordering you're engaged in, did you only order what is necessary? Yes? The deeper message behind this is simple living. Raja Bali is being educated by this beautiful boy. Live simply. I feel all toddlers and kids really try to educate their parents about that. They can eat any food, sleep in any condition. Live simply. He then says, one who has all, but is not a master of themselves, really has nothing. I have all, but I'm not a master of myself. I have nothing. This is like you have so much of pleasure, possession, position, and stress. Can you enjoy that pleasure, possession, position? That stress keeps dirtying it, isn't it? And so the deeper message here is high thinking. What comes first, simple living or high thinking? Simple living comes first. In Meaningful Mornings, this is what I've been guiding. Let there be don'ts in life. Don't sleep late. Don't speak negatively. Once you've created this space, this time, then you can engage in high thinking. And Raja Bali is told specifically by Bhagavan Vamana, all of your income should be divided in 5 parts or 20% to these directions. So revisiting these. Number 1 is dharma. What this translates as for us, 20% of your income should go to community, society, humanity. Not 2%, not even 10%, but 20%. And I asked all of you to analyze this, yes? And don't think your taxes count. You're all thinking, I pay 50, 60%. The second, and I'm following this order, then I'll reorder this for you, is yasha. 20% should go to yasha, and that is establishing your position in life. Position. The third 20% is artha. That translates as possessions, car, insurance, and so on. The fourth 20% is kama, and kama is pleasure. What you eat, what you sleep on, vacationing. And the fifth 20% is swajana, which means your family. So if you're part of this course with your family, let them hear that all they deserve is 20% and not more than that. So now I'm going to reorient this for you. Let's start with swajana. Swajana, 20% of your income should go towards making your family comfortable, making your family productive. Then 20% should go towards pleasure. Pleasure means today. You should enjoy 20% of your wealth today. Next is artha. Artha is like investing. That's 20% tomorrow. Tomorrow means short term. If you want to buy a new car, you need to save some money for that moderate purchase. Yes? Then 20% is yasha, which is your position. That's like your home, isn't it? If you want to buy a home, you can't just do that in 1 or 2 years. You need many years of savings as if. That's long-term investing. So today, enjoy. Artha is short-term investing. Yasha is long-term investing. And then 20% towards dharma. Because you are checked off, kama, artha, yasha, swajana is checked off. That's your family. The next radar of love, expansion, is community, society, humanity. Do you like it? This is amazing. So many people ask me, where is the reference in Sanatana Dharma about why I should give 5%, 10%? They're consciously ignoring that it's 20%. And understand, see, this is why I preceded this message with simple living, high thinking. When you have less dravya, you have less vrittis, which means the less materials you have to manage, the less or the more you can manage your mind then. You have more bandwidth, right? Keep reflecting on this. We continue. We are in the 8th skanda, the 22nd adhyaya, the 24th shloka. 8, 22, 24. This is Bhagwan Narayana, who is speaking to Bhagwan Brahma. Brahman Yamuna Grihami Tadvisho Vidunomyaham Yanmada Purushastabdaha Lokam Mam Vachamanyate. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bhagavan Narayana says, "Hey Brahman," referring to Brahma, okay, not the infinity, but the creator. Anyone who wants to come to me, what do? I first take away all that they have. If one wants to come to me, to God, I take away all that they have. Why? Because when they still have, this Purusha tends to feel mada. What does mada mean? Arrogant. Stabdaha. Stabdaha means unchanging, like a block. They're egotistical. And what they do then is lokam, mam, vachamanyate. They start speaking, they start being negative, they start insulting me, as in the creator, and creation too. Okay, so this is the literal meaning. Let me share some more and then I'll elaborate. Bhagwan Vamana asks Rajabali for how many strides? 3. Krama means stride. Vikrama means the one with long strides. So another name for Bhagwan Vamana is Bhagwan Vikrama, the one with long strides. When Raja Bali accepts, I will give you 3 strides of land, then Vamana, Bhagwan Vamana, turns into Bhagwan Vishwarupa. He becomes that Bhagwan Vishwarupa that Prince Arjuna sees in Bhagavad Gita. The one that I believe Oppenheimer describes as like 1,000 suns rising. Then he becomes far grander than we can even imagine. You've seen artists' interpretations, but you can't imagine infinity. With his first stride, he covers all of Raja Bali's earth. That's what he has today. With his next stride, he covers Raja Bali's heaven. That is his tomorrow. You're feeling the tenses. Today, tomorrow. And there's a beautiful detail that's shared here. When Bhagwan Narayana's foot reaches Swarga, then what Bhagwan Brahma does is he washes his feet. And the water from washing his feet becomes the Ganga. If you ever wanted to know the source of the Ganga, that's the source of the Ganga. And this goes to Bhagwan Shiva's hair so that it's not so impactful on earth and then comes to earth. After Bhagwan Brahma washes Bhagwan Narayana's feet, he walks around him. He engages in pradakshina. Now, in our Vedanta and Ramayana course, there is one detail when Hanumanji, Jambavan, etc. were looking at Lanka. And they were all discussing, I can jump there, but I can't jump back. And Jambavan, who's the eldest amongst all those beings, says, when I was younger, I would have been able to do this because I walked around Bhagwan Narayana. But now I'm older and I can't. Bhagwan Brahma incarnates as Jambavan. So just to show you the tightness of our scripture, that no detail is inconsistent. And with his third stride, there's no today, there's no tomorrow, there's no earth, there's no heaven. What does Raja Bali do? Show me. He bows his head down. We may have run away, correct? He doesn't escape from his nature. He embraces his nature and surrenders. I had shared that the focus of Srimad Bhagavatam is who you belong to surrender. And as if when Bhagavan Vamana puts his foot on Raja Bali's head, it's as if he pushes him down into Sutala. He no longer has earth or heaven. He has to live in hell. Sutala is one of those layers which we typically define as hell. I think a lot of you know this narration already, but here's the Vedanta part. This is the precious part. Some of you feel that Bhagavan Vamana tricked Raja Bali. Bhagavan Vamana is being greedy. Bhagavan Vamana is being given what is already his. No? That's not greed. If I take my pillow and lie on it, is that me being greedy? It's my pillow. If you take my pillow, that's greedy. If I take my pillow, that's mine. Now, what aspect of creation does not belong to the Creator? So he's been given what is his. We have to learn to feel the same way. When anything in our life is taken away, that doesn't belong to us. It could be an article, it could be in circumstance, and this is especially to be remembered when it's a being. When someone is taken away from us, it could be a divorce, it could be a death. They don't belong to us. They belong to Bhagavan. Bhagavataha idam, whom one belongs to. I hope you're understanding and appreciating how epic this message is. That if it's being given back to Bhagavan, you should be happy, no? Another thought. When Bhagavan Vamana says, I take all that they have for them to come to me, what is he taking away? He's taking away dependency. If you want to come to divinity, don't you have to be independent? This morning we started our self-study course called Swadhyaya. And I used the word independent like 50 times. I was tired of hearing independent. We have to let go of pleasure, possession, position to hold on to peace. But you can't hold on to pleasure and peace. You can't be dependent on both at the same time. And there's lots of references in the Bible to this. One quickly is that before a rich man comes into heaven, a camel will pass through the eye of a needle. You've heard that before. That's the sense of dependency. A rich man as if depends on that richness. A camel doesn't depend on anything that's not functional. More Vedanta. Those 3 steps are steps on dislikes, deeper than that, deservership, and deeper than that, doership. In this earth, we have this sense of dislikes, and that's the first step that's taken away. In our sadhana, we have to let go of dislikes. Then heaven comes next. That's the sense of deservership, recognition, appreciation, inclusion. Then the third step is doership. His head is there. his ego merges with the spirit. Those who are doubting, again, Bhagavan Vamana, Bhagavan is not concerned with rupa, he's concerned with dharma. If he has to become small, he'll become small. If he has to become big, he'll become big. Restoring dharma is why Bhagavan incarnates. How many times in Mahabharata, Bhagavan Krishna promised that he wouldn't do this, but he did it. He broke his own promise to support, to empower people like Acharya Bhishma. He's not concerned about his nama and rupa. He's concerned about our nama and rupa. Coming back to some insights about Raja Bali. Remember Raja Bali's Acharya Shukra. He knew that Bhagavan Vamana is Bhagavan. And Raja Bali still agreed to these terms. I'll give you your 3 strides. And this is a lovely symbolism of how the Guru is testing the Shishya to recognize God. And Raja Bali passes. If this is God, and the fact that Acharya Shukra confirms that, then his yajna is complete, isn't it? He's engaged in the Ashvamedha yajna. What's the point of a yajna? What's the point in being dedicated? Peace. Now peace has come. What's the point of the yajna? It doesn't matter how many pawns you have left on the board. If you're in checkmate, this game is over. Bhagavan is present. Bhagavan Narayana ties up Raja Bali and sends him to Sutala. But who got tied? Because as he sends him to Sutala, who else does he send to Sutala? Rishi Prahlada. Raja Bali's, I believe, grandfather is Rishi Prahlada. So Rishi Prahlada is ordered to go live in Sutala also. Now we've heard that Rishi Prahlada is one of the greatest beings in all of history, all of Bhagavatam. So what do you think Rishi Prahlada and Raja Bali will do every day? Satsang. The greatest fortune one can have is daily satsang. This is the effort that we're trying to facilitate. There's classes on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Meaningful Mornings goes into the weekend. Now we're going to have a Devi satsang this Friday. Right? To have satsang every day. So we feel Bhagya, we feel Bhagavan. And then Bhagavan Narayana also says, I'm jealous. These 2 amazing bhaktas, Raja Bali and Rishi Prahlada, I'm going to. So Raja Bali, his security, his guard, his Dwarpala is Bhagavan Narayana. He's living in Sutala, where there could be attacks in hell, but not where Bhagavan Narayana is. And he's right outside, so he keeps listening. Eavesdropping on satsang. We eavesdrop on rumors. What Bhagavan does, he's eavesdropping on this class right now. I saw him, I heard him. It is one's good fortune to have God's Guru's hand on one's head. It is one's greater fortune to have God's Guru's feet on one's head. And Raja Bali had that good fortune. And I shouldn't be telling you this, but I have a problem with not knowing when to stop speaking. When we were in our Vedanta course, we were given 2 opportunities to engage in Pada Puja of Swami Tejomayananda. That is Puja Guruji. I'm not saying Paduka Puja. Paduka is the sandals. Pada is the feet. And Guruji never allows this, but he allowed us once in each year of our course. And I don't know how my fortune keeps on playing like this. Each of the students were assigned to a specific responsibility. In the first year, my responsibility was to pour water and wash his feet. And then I got to collect all of that water. And where do you think that water went? His feet were on this head. In the second year, after some students had offered flowers, I got to keep on moving those flowers off of his feet and then collect all of those flowers. And where did those flowers go? That is a greater fortune. Oh.